Do you know that one man built Kigali City on his own? Born in the mid-1960s in Rutoma, a rural village in Uganda's Kashari district, in what is today Mbara region, Denis Karera came from a humble background. His parents Ignatius Yagahinga and mother Agnes were subsistence farmers who worked tirelessly to support their family. Denis was one of several siblings, including his brother Johnston Businje, who is the current High Commissioner of Rwanda to the United Kingdom and served as Rwanda's Deputy Attorney General at the Supreme Court. He is also the brother of Major John Wycliffe Kwichiriza, who was Deputy Battalion Commander in the RPF struggle war. Denis Karera's early years that he spent helping in planting, harvesting and caring for his younger sibling instilled in him a sense of discipline and responsibility far beyond his environment. Denis Karera's education began in local primary schools around Rutoma, the Greater Mbarara region. He excelled early, earning top marks in mathematics and geography, and regularly helping classmates with their work. For his secondary education, Denis attended Mbarara High School, as reported by associates, where his leadership truly shone. He organized study groups, supported struggling students, and brought classmates together in academic projects. In the late 1980s, Denis Karera joined the National Resistance Army (NRA) in Uganda, a disciplined military force led by Yoweri Museveni. The army instilled in him military discipline, strategic planning and logistic coordination, skills that would become the cornerstone of his leadership style. But for Karera, it was never just about war. It was about order, rebuilding and restoring purpose. In 1990, at just around 25 years old, Denis Karera made a life-altering decision. He joined the Rwanda Patriotic Front (RPF), a rebel movement of Rwandan exiles who launched an armed struggle to return home and end decades of ethnic division and displacement. Karera, already seasoned by his lifetime in the NRA, played a vital role not only as a soldier but as a logistician and an organizer. He was among those shaping strategies and providing critical support behind the front lines. It was during this campaign for national liberation that his sense of civic duty deepened, and the first seeds of his vision for Rwanda's future were planted. Following the end of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi and RPF's victory, Denis Karera transitioned into public administration. He was appointed prefect of Gisenyi, one of Rwanda's most sensitive border regions. His task was daunting: restoring order, resettling returnees, and rebuilding broken institutions in a traumatized community. Karera worked hand in hand with international partners like the UNDP, British Development Advisors, and German cooperatives to coordinate local governance, policing, and infrastructure restoration. This period was a crash course in civil engineering, diplomacy, and leadership under pressure. It further fueled his dream to transform not just one town, but the face of Rwanda itself. Having served in the military and held high public office, Denis Karera had now built a unique toolkit: discipline, vision, and powerful networks. When Denis Karera stepped down from his role in public service in 2007, many thought he was retiring. But Denis had other plans. With determination and clear vision, he went to the bank and secured a loan of 70 million Rwandan francs, believed to be from NCBA Bank. It was a significant sum, but Karera knew this was a starting point. Instead of putting the loan under his own name, he invested in Avoco Investments Limited, a logistics and infrastructure company that quickly became key player in connecting Rwanda to its neighbors. At the same time, he was also involved in gold capital investments, focusing on real estate and development projects in Kigali. These weren't just business ventures for Karera. They were building blocks. Each truck a vehicle sent across the border, every parcel of land gold capital developed, was a step towards transforming Kigali's skyline. It wasn't easy. There were late nights, tight budgets, and the constant pressure to repay that first big loan. But with discipline from his military past and sharp business instinct, Karera made it work. Within a few years, the loan was paid off, Avoca fleet was expanding, gold capital was scouting bigger projects, and the foundation for something much bigger was quietly being laid. In the heart of Kimihurra, at a roundabout that used to be crossroads and jerry-rigid stores, something new was rising. By late 2016, Denis Karera, now managing director and chairman, had turned that crossroads into Kigali Heights, a 40 million United States dollar testament to Rwanda's ambition. Karera joined forces with Fusion Capital, a Kenya-based private equity fund, and together they bid against international firms to secure the prime 30,000 square meter parcel. When it opened in December 2016, President Kagame officially cut the ribbon, but more than ceremony, it signaled tectonic shift. Soon the towers filled up, not with local startups, but with global powerhouses, PwC, EcoBank, Java House, Mr. Price and Nakumat claimed the space in Kigali's first truly world-class business complex. Car-powered rooftop terraces, 300 parking spaces, seismic-grade construction, energy-saving lighting, even an on-site sewage treatment plant. By 2017, it won Africa Property of the Year at the Johannesburg API Summit, recognized not just for scale, but for design, sustainability and economic integration. That same year, stories emerged that Fusion had sold the building to Rwandan investors for $31.8 million, an all-Rwanda takeover that spoke volumes about the shift towards local ownership. In August 2017, at a glittering gala in Johannesburg, Kigali Heights was named African Property of the Year in the mixed-use category, outshining developments from across the continent. Judges praised it for setting a new standard: top-tier location, integrated design, transit access, and revolutionary infrastructure. Everything from rooftop terraces to a built-in sewage treatment plant. For Karera, the award was more than just a trophy. On stage, he said, "This honor is for our city and our country. We worked hard not just to be awarded, but to give Kigali and Rwanda the best it deserves." It was a moment of validation. His quite disciplined vision had transformed Kigali from dusty crossroads to a shining example of urban excellence. After the success of Kigali Heights, most would have taken a breath, but Denis Karera, he pressed harder. His next move, expansion. Not just offices, not just towers, but an entire neighborhood. In the upscale hills of Nyarutarama, Karera unveiled Parkview Courts, a modern apartment and hotel complex. Sleek, safe, sophisticated, the kind of property that would catch the eye of diplomats, and it did. Uganda's ambassador to Rwanda chose it as his residence. When you create buildings that host nations, not just tenants, you are not just a businessman. You are shaping diplomacy. But that view was just the beginning. In the early 2025, Karera launched one of Rwanda's most ambitious private housing projects, Savannah Creek Estate. 590 homes, a total value of over $40 million, and a vision bigger than square footage. These were not copy-paste houses. Each village offered a distinct architecture, flavor, Tuscan, contemporary, Mediterranean and more. Built with sustainability in mind: solar energy, rainwater harvesting, natural ventilation, gated security, wide green spaces, and the game changer, Hereford International School, a full British curriculum institution built right inside the estate. With Savannah Creek, Karera isn't just selling homes, he's building a lifestyle, a community, and for many, a dream. But the most powerful move came not in Nyarutarama, but in Busanza. On the outskirts of Kigali, where informal settlements crowded the hillside, Karera leads a project a few would dare to touch. He partnered with the city of Kigali to replace slums like Kangondo 1 and 2 with dignified housing. Over 1,040 modern homes rose where mud walls once stood. Streets were paved, water systems installed, schools and clinics planned. This is not just real estate. This is re-engineering lives brick by brick. For the residents relocated, it is more than just shelter. It is a show at dignity, safety and permanence. For the city, it is around 10 billion Rwandan francs foundation of urban transformation aligned with the Kigali master plan. While most developers chase luxury, Denis Karera built across classes, across identity, from the wealthy residents of Savannah Creek to the former slum dwellers of Busanza. Each brick carried the same signature, vision, precision and legacy. Rwanda is transforming, emerging from its tragic past into a modern middle-income nation, Vision 2050. And Denis Karera, he isn't following, he's building in steps. He is aligning every project, commercial towers, housing estates, logistics hubs, with Kigali's broader agenda. He's feeding structural gaps where the city needs them most. When the nation needs Class A office space, he's delivering Kigali Heights. When Kigali needs housing for the rising middle class, he's delivering Savannah Creek. When dignity is needed for the displaced, he's delivering Busanza. Karera is building more than buildings, he's building Kigali's future. But let's talk about Kigali Heights. Kigali Heights, Kimihurura roundabout, once a Dasa junction, is now framed by two glimmering towers, a 9-story block, the boulevard, and 6-story blocks overlooking flow. It's Kigali Heights, a 30,000 square meter, US dollars 34 million, mixed-use complex that is modernizing the capital's commercial health. Designed with Kigali in mind, rooftop terraces, 300 plus parking space, energy efficient systems, structural resilience. Built in 2014 and inaugurated in late 2016, it's not just a collection of offices, it's proof that Kigali is now open for global business. Kigali Heights was just the start. Next, Karera launched Savannah Creek Estate. Let's talk about this one. A mixed income master plan community, 590 villas, each valued between 600,000 to 800k, featuring unique designs, Tuscan, contemporary, Mediterranean, tropical, with solar panels and rainwater systems, and critically, Hereford International School on site, delivering rich curriculum education for families. Meanwhile, at Busanza, he's executing Kigali's commitment to eliminating slums. Around over 1,040 new homes are replacing Kangondo and Chibilaro shacks, part of a Rwanda 10 billion francs urban renewal project under the city's master plan. Karera isn't just building estates, he's building communities, from wealthy villas to dignified homes for all. By the early 2020, Denis Karera had transcended being a developer. He had become a strategist in regional economics, appointed vice chairperson of the East African Business Council. He was active reshaping policies for cross-border trade, single trust visas, and regional coordination, moves that reflected Rwanda's Vision 2050 economic ambitions. His developments, Kigali Heights, Savannah Creek, Busanza, were not random real estate plays. Then, in July 2018, the unexpected happened. Karera was arrested, reported as taken in by security operatives on July 25th and held for 13 days without official explanation. The inquiry was said to be tied to a business deal, but no formal charges were made public. Even the Rwanda Investigation Bureau (RIB) never confirmed holding him. During that tense fortnight, families, colleagues, and journalists couldn't locate him. Speculation roared across Kigali. Where was he? The investigation about. When he finally appeared, it was with a calm demeanor. No trial, no sentence. Rooms remained silent, yet his projects were still moving forward. His influence, regional and domestic, was still intact. The man who had mastered construction and commerce now seemed to have survived an invisible test. How does someone get pulled from everything he built only to walk back in with even more authority? Denis Karera holds no elected office. He is not a minister, not a member of parliament, not even a mayor. Yet his influence is undeniable. Behind the scenes, he is operating at a level comparable to the country's most powerful political figure. According to multiple sources, Karera has served as Rwanda's honorary consul to Uganda, a role that is diplomatic yet unofficial, and often reserved for individuals with deep regional trust and business networks. He is closely linked to both government and circles and high-level financiers, a trusted voice when Rwanda negotiates at the East African table. Karera's influence extends beyond Rwanda. As vice chairperson of the East African Business Council, the region's leading private sector body, he is advocating for continental integration. He champions free movement of goods and single tourist visa, infrastructure sharing and harmonized trade policy, pushing to make East Africa not just a group of countries, but a connected commercial zone. Under his guidance, the East African works to break trade barriers between Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Burundi, and South Sudan. He is turning business into diplomacy and diplomacy into business. Allow me to talk about his luxury lifestyle. This man, he lives luxurious. In the heart of Nyarutarama, Kigali's most exclusive neighborhood, where the wealthy jog alongside golf courses and foreign diplomats settle in a guarded estate. Parkview Courts rises like a fortress of privilege. This isn't just another luxury property. It's where the Ugandan ambassador resides, along with CEOs and high-ranking government officials, and the man behind it, Denis Karera. Further south, hidden behind rows of jacaranda trees, is Savannah Creek Estate, Karera's crown jewel. Savannah Creek is Rwanda's first community built with a fully integrated British International private gym, 24/7 patrol teams, and solar-backed power. The roads are wide, clean, and cameras secured. The gates biometric. This is not just real estate. It's a generational wealth designed and owned by a man who is shaping Rwanda's upper class. Karera is rarely seen, but when he moves, you'll notice. A matte black Lexus LX, tinted windows, diplomatic plates, a Range Rover autobiography, often escorted, cruising quietly between Kigali Heights and private estates. He is frequently spotted arriving discreetly at Kigali International Airport on his way to Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Some close insiders say he is flying private. A Bombardier Challenger has been rumored more than once. In Uganda, he keeps a raw footprint. In the United Arab Emirates, he moves through business zones and hotel penthouses like a diplomat. And while billionaires post their wealth, Karera buries his in silence. No Instagram, no interview, no footprints, just impact. Running an empire like this isn't a one-man operation. Karera is employing a tight-knit team of elite estate managers, project directors, legal experts, and security heads. His dinner tables, invitation only. He hosts private networking dinners where the guest lists include East African ministers, construction magnates, foreign ambassadors, and a few selected friends. There are no photos, no phones, just power moves and capital flows. In public, Denis Karera is reserved, soft-spoken, but respected like few others. You won't find him cutting ribbons or giving loud speeches, but you will find him seated quietly at the center of regional business forums, real estate expo, and continental investment summit. He's not flashy. He doesn't need to be. His presence speaks louder than his words. When he walks into a room, people straighten their ties. When he speaks, countries listen. And all of it, from Easter to engineers, from jets to policy, falls under one name: Denis Karera, the man who is believed to be around $400 million, the quiet tycoon, the architect of Kigali's luxury. If you enjoyed the video, click the next video to watch Uganda's billionaire General Muhoozi under the government that is reserved for him to lead for the next many years to come.